What if I told you that maintaining muscle strength after 60 has nothing to do with grueling workouts or expensive protein powders? What if the secret lies in the quiet wisdom of a Japanese doctor who lived to be 105, practicing medicine until his final years with the vitality of someone decades younger? Dr. Shigyaki Hinohara wasn't just any physician. He was a man who understood that aging isn't about inevitable decline, but about working with your body's natural rhythms. Throughout his remarkable century of life, Dr. Hinohara observed something profound about the relationship between food and human vitality. He believed that the Western obsession with intense exercise and restriction was fundamentally misguided. Instead, he advocated for what he called gentle nourishment, the idea that certain foods, when consumed mindfully and consistently, could signal the body to rebuild and maintain muscle tissue naturally. The body remembers how to be strong, Dr. Hinohara often told his patients. We simply need to remind it with the right messages through food. His approach wasn't about counting calories or measuring portions. It was about understanding that every meal is a conversation with your cells, and some foods speak the language of strength more fluently than others. If you're over 50 and you felt that familiar ache when rising from a chair, if you've noticed that your grip isn't quite as firm as it used to be, or if you're quietly worried about becoming dependent on others as you age, then what I'm about to share could change everything. Dr. Hinohara's 5 foods aren't exotic or expensive. They're simple, accessible ingredients that have been quietly supporting human strength for generations. But the science behind why they work is absolutely fascinating. Next, the hidden crisis of muscle loss. Before we dive into these 5 remarkable foods, let's address the elephant in the room. After age 50, most people begin losing muscle mass at a rate of 1 to 2% per year. This might not sound alarming, but by age 70, you could have lost 20 to 30% of your muscle mass. This condition, called sarcopenia, isn't just about appearance. It's about independence, confidence, and quality of life. Here's what most people don't realize. Muscle loss isn't just about the muscle itself. Your muscles are metabolic powerhouses that regulate blood sugar, support bone density, and even influence your mood through the release of beneficial compounds called myokines. When you lose muscle, you're not just losing strength. You're losing a complex system that keeps your entire body functioning optimally. But here's the hopeful truth that became clear through decades of observation. The right foods can trigger muscle protein synthesis even in the absence of exercise. This isn't about replacing physical activity entirely, but about giving your body the raw materials and signals it needs to maintain and rebuild muscle tissue naturally. Now here comes the part your body's been waiting for. Let's dive into the top muscle rebuilding foods after 60, starting with number 1. Eggs. The first food might surprise you with its simplicity, eggs. But don't let familiarity fool you. Eggs are perhaps nature's most perfect muscle-building food, and recent research has revealed why they're particularly powerful for older adults. Studies have consistently shown that older adults who consume whole eggs demonstrate significantly greater muscle protein synthesis compared to those who eat only egg whites. The secret lies in the synergy between the protein in the whites and the nutrients in the yolk. The yolk contains leucine, an amino acid that acts like a switch, turning on muscle protein synthesis, but it also contains vitamin D, choline, and healthy fats that enhance the absorption and utilization of the protein. What makes eggs particularly valuable for seniors is their digestibility. As we age, our stomach acid production decreases, making it harder to break down and absorb proteins from tough sources like red meat. Eggs, however, are naturally pre-digested in a sense, with proteins that are easily accessible to our digestive system. Research has shown that daily egg protein supplementation increases protein intake and supports physical function in older adults. There's something comforting and nurturing about a perfectly cooked egg, which signals to your body that it's being cared for. The psychological aspect of eating shouldn't be underestimated. When we eat with pleasure and intention, our bodies are more receptive to the nutrients we're providing. Next, food number 2. Salmon. The second food reveals a deep understanding of inflammation's role in muscle loss. Salmon. This isn't just about protein content, though salmon does provide about 25 grams of complete protein per serving. It's about the profound anti-inflammatory effects of omega-3 fatty acids and their direct impact on muscle preservation. Multiple studies indicate that older adults with higher omega-3 intake show slower rates of muscle loss and better muscle quality. The EPA and DHA in salmon don't just reduce inflammation. They actually enhance the muscle-building response to protein consumption. Think of omega-3s as amplifiers for your muscle-building signals. Meta-analyses have found that omega-3 supplementation is associated with meaningful increases in muscle mass for elderly individuals, particularly when consuming more than 2 grams daily. Research demonstrates positive effects on lean body mass, skeletal muscle mass, and muscle strength measurements. Salmon is also one of the richest dietary sources of vitamin D, a nutrient that's critically important for muscle function, but deficient in up to 80% of older adults. Studies have shown that vitamin D deficiency is directly linked to muscle weakness and increased fall risk in seniors. The vitamin D in salmon helps optimize calcium absorption and supports the neuromuscular connections that keep you stable and coordinated. What makes salmon particularly valuable is its astaxanthin content, the compound that gives salmon its pink color. This powerful antioxidant has been shown to reduce exercise-induced muscle damage and support faster recovery. For older adults who may be more susceptible to muscle damage from daily activities, astaxanthin acts like a protective shield around muscle fibers. Next, food number 3, quinoa. The third food connects us to ancient wisdom, quinoa. This small seed, which was considered sacred by the Incas, is one of the few plant foods that contains all 9 essential amino acids in proportions that closely match human muscle protein. Research has confirmed that quinoa contains adequate amounts of essential amino acids to meet daily requirements set by health organizations for most age groups. What makes quinoa particularly powerful for seniors is its mineral content. It's rich in magnesium, which is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, including those responsible for muscle contraction and relaxation. Studies demonstrate that adequate magnesium intake is associated with better muscle mass and strength in older adults. Quinoa also contains manganese, which supports the production of collagen, not just for skin and joints, but for the connective tissue that holds muscle fibers together. As we age, this connective tissue becomes increasingly important for maintaining muscle integrity and preventing injury. The psychological benefit of quinoa shouldn't be underestimated either. Unlike many health foods that feel like punishment, quinoa is satisfying and versatile. It can be prepared as a warm, comforting porridge or a light, refreshing salad. This adaptability makes it easier to maintain consistent consumption, which is crucial for seeing results. When food brings joy rather than stress, we're more likely to stick with healthy choices long-term. Next, food number 4, walnuts. The fourth food reveals a holistic understanding of health. Walnuts. While most people think of walnuts as brain food, emerging research shows they're equally powerful for muscle health, particularly through their effect on the nervous system's control of muscle function. Walnuts are the richest dietary source of alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, an omega-3 fatty acid that reduces inflammation and supports nerve function. Studies have found that older adults who consume walnuts regularly show improved muscle strength and better neuromuscular control, the brain's ability to coordinate muscle movements. This neuromuscular aspect is crucial for seniors. It's not just about having strong muscles. It's about having muscles that respond quickly and accurately to your brain's commands. This is what prevents falls and maintains balance. The omega-3s in walnuts help maintain the integrity of nerve cell membranes, ensuring clear communication between your brain and muscles. Walnuts also contain arginine, an amino acid that supports nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide helps dilate blood vessels, improving blood flow to muscle tissue. Better blood flow means better delivery of nutrients and oxygen, and more efficient removal of waste products from muscle cells. The ritual of eating walnuts slowly, perhaps as an afternoon snack, promotes mindful eating. The act of cracking and eating walnuts naturally slows you down, promoting better digestion and appreciation for the nourishment you're providing your body. Next, food number 5, avocado. The final food might surprise you, avocado. While many people think of avocados as just healthy fats, they're actually crucial for muscle function through their exceptional potassium content and unique combination of nutrients that support muscle recovery and growth. Research has shown that adequate potassium intake is essential for proper muscle contraction and preventing muscle cramps. Avocados contain more potassium than bananas, about 975 milligrams per avocado, which helps maintain proper fluid balance in muscle cells and supports optimal muscle function. The monounsaturated fats in avocados serve a dual purpose for muscle health. First, they help reduce inflammation, creating an environment where muscle growth can occur. Second, they enhance the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D from other foods. When you eat avocado with eggs or salmon, you're actually increasing your body's ability to absorb and utilize their nutrients. Avocados also contain glutathione, often called the master antioxidant, which protects muscle tissue from oxidative damage that accelerates aging. Studies have shown that older adults with higher glutathione levels have better muscle mass and strength. The fiber in avocados supports gut health, which is increasingly recognized as crucial for muscle maintenance. The gut-muscle connection means that a healthy digestive system translates to better muscle protein synthesis and reduced muscle breakdown. What makes this approach so powerful isn't just the individual foods, but how they work together. The complete proteins from eggs and salmon provide the building blocks. The minerals from quinoa and avocado create the environment for muscle protein synthesis. The healthy fats from walnuts and avocado reduce inflammation and support nutrient absorption. This synergistic effect is something that supplements simply can't replicate. Each food brings not just isolated nutrients, but complex combinations of compounds that work together in ways we're only beginning to understand. Dr. Hinohara understood this intuitively, that whole foods contain wisdom that science is still uncovering. As we come to the end of this journey, I want you to remember that this isn't about perfection. It's about consistency and intention. You don't need to eat all 5 foods every day. You don't need to completely transform your diet overnight. Start with one food that appeals to you, perhaps a walnut and avocado toast topped with a poached egg, or a quinoa bowl with flaked salmon. Dr. Hinohara lived his philosophy until the very end. Even in his final years, he would begin each day with a simple meal that honored his body's needs. He understood that every meal is an opportunity to choose strength over weakness, vitality over decline. His approach wasn't about rigid rules or complicated protocols. It was about gentle, consistent nourishment that worked with the body's natural wisdom. The beautiful truth is that your body wants to be strong. It wants to serve you well into your golden years. Sometimes we just need to remind it how, with the right foods, prepared with love and consumed with gratitude. Remember, muscle isn't just about physical strength. It's about the confidence to live fully, the independence to pursue your passions, and the vitality to enjoy every precious day. These 5 foods, eggs, salmon, quinoa, walnuts, and avocado, are your allies in that journey. If this video has inspired you to take action, I'd love to hear about your experience. Share in the comments which food you're most excited to incorporate into your routine. And if you found value in this gentle approach to maintaining strength and vitality, please share this video with someone who might benefit. Your strongest, most vibrant years don't have to be behind you. They might just be beginning.